Hey everyone, I'm going to do a few of these videos throughout this course. Hopefully they'll be helpful for you as you learn Biblical Hebrew. And as you're going along, if there's something you think would be helpful to have a video on, please let me know. You can email me and I'll try to put one together and stick it up on the course for you. This video is going to be about the vowels of Hebrew. You can see I have a chart up here already. And we're just going to go through each of them and the sounds that they make. You'll see on the left that I have the sound quality, which is A, E, I, O, U, right? Those are our 5 vowels in English. Now, originally in Hebrew, there were only 3 vowel classes, A, I, and U, and all of them that we're going to talk about fit within those 3 classes. But because we speak English, we're familiar with these types of vowel classes, we can divide them up in this way. It might be a little easier for us. So we're going to start off with the tone short. What does tone short mean? Well, it's really just almost a non-detectable, just to our ears, length of duration of the vowel. So when you read in Pratico and Van Pelt that the patach, which is our A-class vowel, and we'll use our bait consonant as kind of our standard consonant so that we can practice our vowels. And that's what a patach looks like, just like a line underneath the consonant. You'll see in Pratico and Van Pelt, they'll say tone short A-class vowels is ah, like bat. And then a tone long would be ah, as in father. Well, I don't think that's really the case, because we're not distinguishing between 2 A sounds such as ah and ah, but we're distinguishing between the duration in which these vowels are held. So you'll notice as we go on, as you'll see more videos from me in this class, that I won't be pronouncing a patach as ah, but as ah. And so this ah would just be shorter in duration, even if by milliseconds, than the tone long one. So here, this is going to be an ah sound. So this right here, this syllable would be ba, ba. And you'll notice I have here a doggish forte in my bait, which you learn at the end of this chapter. And this is a begad kafat letter. It's a bait, right? That's the b in begad kafat. So it will take a doggish lene at this point and make it a hard sound, b. So this would be ba, ba. Our E-class tone short is what's called a segol, a segol. And that's going to be 3 dots underneath the consonant. Looks just like that. And that's an eh sound, as in bet. So this would be be, be. Our short I is called a hirik, a hirik. And that's just a single dot underneath the consonant. You'll notice all of these so far are underneath the consonant. And so you'll pronounce the consonant first, followed by the vowel underneath it. The short O is a kametz hatuf, and is pronounced O. So that would be bow, bow. And then our U class is called a kibitz, and looks like this. 3 dots, kind of at an angle. And this would be boo, boo, boo. Kind of as in boot or ruler, I think is what Van Pelt and Pratico have. Ooh, that ooh sound. So these are our tone short vowels. A patach, ah, segol, hirik, kametz hatuf, o, and then a kibitz is oo. What about our tone long? Our tone long for our A class is going to be a kametz. Now you'll notice right off the bat that this kametz, which is going to be an ah sound, as in father, looks identical to our kametz hatuf. Now there are rules that you'll learn later on about how to distinguish between the two, but just be aware that both of these are going to look the same, but this one is a ah sound, while this one is an o sound. This is a kametz. This is our O class kametz hatuf. Our tone long E sound is going to be a tsere, tsere. And that is 2 dots underneath. And that's going to be an A sound, A, as in they. So this would be ba, and this would be be. Our tone long I does not exist. I'll just write none in there. our tone long O class is a holum. Holum. So this one is not going to be written under the consonant, but to the top and to the left of the consonant. So like that. Bow, bow. And then we have no tone long U class. So those are tone short, tone long. We have a patach, here's our tone short, patach, segol, hirik, kamet hatuf, kibitz. And then here we have our comets, a, tsere, a, and then our O class tone long is a holum, which is an O. So this is bow, bow. Then we have a class called historic long vowels. To understand the historic long vowels, you have to remember that vowel pointing was not original to the Hebrew text. Eventually, certain consonants were used at the end of words to represent long vowels. And then by the 6th century BC, they were also used within the words to represent these long vowels. And so this whole system of using consonants to represent long vowels has come to be called the matris lectionis, which is Latin for mothers of reading. They guide the reader in reading the appropriate vowel within the word. And so a single letter is called a mater, or a mother. And so we have three main consonants. I'm just going to write them here and then I'll erase them. Three main consonants that function as these matris lectionis, and that those consonants are he, wow, and yod. Now, sometimes aleph can function like this as well, but that is not very common. And if we come to that, I'll mention it. But these three are going to be the main ones. But just kind of be aware that aleph can function in that way too. And so when these three consonants are functioning in this way, representing long vowels, they are not consonants, but we would view them as vowels. So if in a syllable that ends with a hey, that hey would not be functioning as a consonant, but as a vowel, and therefore that syllable would be open. So what are our historic long vowels? Well, let's look here. We have, for our A class, we have a comet's hey, and you'll notice that our comet is going to come right before it. So if we have I'll just make this box will represent the letter. Right? So that's the second to last letter of the word. You'll see the comets is right underneath that, and then we have a hey, a comet's hey, which would still be pronounced ah, but this is going to be a matris lectionis, or a mater hey here, a mother to help guide us. Now, comet's hey is the most common vowel that ends with hey. Sometimes you'll have a tsere hey, maybe a holum hey, maybe a segol hey, but by far the comet's hey is going to be the most common. The historic long vowel for an E class is going to be a tsere yod. Tsere yod. And again, this is going to be pronounced A. For the I class, it's going to be a hirik yod. Hirik yod. And then, so let's I'll put my bait back up here. So this would be bay. So this would be B. And then for our O class, we have a holum wow. So here's our consonantal bay. And this vowel is written to the left of it. So there's our wow, and then we have a holum on top of it. And this would be pronounced bow, bow. And then finally, our U class it looks like a wow, but there's a dot in the middle, and this is called a shurik, and it is an oo sound. So this would be boo. So here we have ba. If we make this, just make this a bait here. Ba, be, be, bo, boo. So these are our historic long vowels. So this is kind of the basic vowel chart. I would encourage you to kind of memorize it along this way. Pradiko and Van Pelt have a similar chart. It's divided up a little bit differently. But as long as you can memorize which vowels are going under which vowel category, tone short, tone long, historic long vowel, it will be okay. But these are the vowels for Hebrew. And if we come across anything with like an aleph being used as a mater, then we'll talk about it then.